Cinnamon Cooney, your Art Sherpa, and today we are doing a live, fresh from my barista, just right here in our studio, taste, review, first impressions of the Undead Zombie Frappuccino, and a completely unplanned, no thought out painting of it. So that if you had the unicorn, you could match it. There's a whole bunch of behind the scene things that are happening here right now in our lives where we couldn't get this done unless we did it this morning at the worst possible time for us. But here this is. You can see this. It's got, you know, your nice zombie green, some sort of coagulated purple blood red. Let's get it on the up close cam.
Okay, hold on a
so you
second.
can see the bubbles. So some drool and spittle. Some somewhat brain-colored little ever-collapsing whip on the top.
Uh-huh.
They put the sticker on my beauty shot.
Yep.
And that's a little frustrating, but they have the nice classic drips. So here we are. I'm going to stick the straw in.
All right.
And I'm going to give you my Zombie Frappuccino survival tips.
Yeah.
One, don't do any cardio because you're drinking Frappuccinos. That would be crazy. Now, with these drinks, with all Instagram drinks, the first sip should not be good because there should be some sort of coconut milk or some sort of carrier at the bottom. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Full and horrible. Liquefied granola.
Oh, is that what it? Well, it is. It is brains.
I feel like I'm in a CSI episode tasting the contents of somebody's stomach.
Oh, hi guys. I should probably say this is the
John.
John.
All right. So,
Me,
but here's
hi.
the trick with all these frappuccinos. You
Yeah.
have to stir them. If you don't stir them, they're going to taste awful. They have these instructions on the website, but last one really threw everybody. They didn't know you had to stir the unicorn.
Yeah.
And they just drank it layer by horrific layer.
Oh.
You know, but some things are meant to be integrated. And I'm going to live from...
Chrissy's like, is this a surprise live?
This
Woo!
is such a surprise. It was a surprise to us. John actually called me from the Starbucks and said, there's a new Frappuccino. We got to go live.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, and I've got to leave on on a flight.
All right, now we're integrated. I'm getting the berry. Be sure you get the berry flavor in. They put the best flavor in at the top layer.
Yeah.
So the problem with this drink is only this. So you get this nice status drink. You're one of the few that get the Zombie Frappe over Halloween, right? You're so excited because you can show it off. But its beauty state is not its good taste state.
So you have to mix it up to get all the good flavor.
Still like cereal.
Still like cereal.
But getting more into the Captain Crunch range.
Well, that's good.
Instead of liquefied granola guts. Which is what you'll get if you get your first sip. So that's the trick.
Brains.
What do I think? I think that you should participate in the mayhem, and be sure you get infected with your T virus as soon as possible. Because clearly
the T virus.
just early on, man. Just early on. They should have partnered with somebody.
Look, there goes. Look.
There.
To see they get a beauty shot while we're doing this.
I need that anyways to paint it.
You need that? Oh, we're gonna paint for a little bit too here.
I'm going to show you how to paint this because if you painted the unicorn Frappuccino with me, you might want to paint the zombie Frappuccino with me. I haven't pre-done this. I didn't know we were doing this morning, so I'm doing this fresh. I will be guessing the colors today.
I'm all right. Well, I'm gonna.
Thank you for giving me that reference photo, darling.
All right.
So I'm going to put out some phthalo green. I only have the Holbein green in right now.
Yep.
But this is just as good as my golden. It's a really wonderful paint company. If you have access to it, they have incredible pigment colors. And I'm not sure. I am going to put out a little phthalo blue because I sometimes have trouble imagining a universe that I don't need phthalo blue. But I'm not sure. I'm going to hit my Diox purple. Definitely my Diox purple, which looks like black. Some quinacridone magenta. This deep purple in there, I thought that I would maybe get it worked out with some of my alizarin crimson. You could just use any crimson that you have. Don't get caught up in the colors. But you can see already it's close to what's going on in the Frappuccino. I better put some yellow out there. Because, you know. And I'm trying to move my paint over. Here we go. There we go. To the side here. Some yellow. This is CAD yellow. I will update the description after I do this, because then I'll know what I did. Traceable will probably, for the next couple of days, just be on Pinterest and the Facebook group, if you will be looking for that. And of course, I will try to make one, but that's probably where it will be. I also have some Naphthol red from the fluid paint that I've already thinned with water, because I feel like I'm probably going to make drips.
Yeah.
So I'm going to sketch this sucker in and sip it up.
Oh, so how is it? How is it doing?
Still cereal.
Still
This
cereal.
one tastes like it does. It tastes a bit more like a liquefied Captain Crunch.
Which I guess if you're into Captain Crunch, that could be pretty good. And you know, there's a lot of people who are really excited about this here. They think this is pretty cool that you're just
reviewing it.
You're just reviewing this live.
Live. So last time, you know, I did a nice central cup. I'm using a green watercolor pencil to sketch this in.
Okay.
And the first part I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little smile. And at the bottom, I'm going to give it a smaller friend that's a smile. And that's going to be my fast. I've got to draw a Starbucks cup in. It's two little smiles with intersecting lines. You guys may or may not be able to see these. I'll try to make these darker so you can. But again, and I'm going to put a little brain on top. Like you do.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the little brain wiggles. Brain wiggles are really, actually, believe it or not, you guys have come on a day where stuff is more challenging for me than usual, because I haven't done a lot of brains. I have brains, I just haven't painted a lot of brains. So I'm just trying to see if I can make a brain. Mark Muir, if he were here, would be like, probably yelling brain instructions to me. Right? But we got to just sort of give this brain a... Is that... I don't know. I can't tell if this seems brain-like.
Very much so. I think it very, very much so does.
Do you?
Yes.
All right,
Kimson thinks so too. She's like, yes.
Okay. So that's brains. Basically what I did is I did some interwrapping little tubes of, we're going to say, our data that sort of looped over each other. Here we go. So this is kind of like from my head here, guys. So, you know, go with me. I'm going to definitely have a little sticker in here with some type of zombie because I did a unicorn last time. I'm going to paint my little background. And then I'm going to paint this. And I'm going to probably paint the background around this and then paint this in. And I'm going to do this slightly quickly. So I think because the Zombie Frappe is so green and the purple in the background, and I might even add a little blue to it with some white to get the color.
Look, we even have surprise moderators for our surprise.
If we do a thing like this, we don't really have an expectation that anybody else knows we're here or comes or
and
even watches it.
We would just do this because.
So I have mixed Diox purple with phthalo blue and a little bit of white. I'm using an 8 cat's tongue to quickly do a flat cover of the background. And I'm trying to decide if I want to do it light. And I'm feeling like, I should go lighter. So one of the problems with this lesson today, you guys, is I will be making artistic decisions as I'm going. So I'm just adding white in because I just want this whole background to just be lighter than it is. I'll let this dry a minute. Sometimes that'll happen. You'll be like thinking about it and you're like, it needs to be lighter.
Yeah.
And you're just value. And I'm having to, under tremendous pressure.
You're okay.
Figure it out. And I'm going to just figure it out.
No, this is looking really good.
No, I like challenges. I don't mind. Like, time challenges are okay. I mean, I don't necessarily want to go into the Thunderdome of art and, you know, battle to the art death. But, you know, other kinds of challenges like color challenges or time challenges are all right. My mom and I struggle on time challenges mostly because we can't stop talking. We can't get quiet enough to speed up. So I'm going to just, see, by doing this lighter, then I can create this sort of darker ground area down here, which I'm going to want to maybe do around it. Little blue, little purple, lots of white. I like adding the little bit of blue to it to get it kind of into a periwinkle stage. And I'm just painting up the side here. The wonderful thing about acrylic paint is, like watercolor, like pencil, you can really just have an idea, think you want to do something, and go for it. So hopefully some of you guys are like, oh, I think I'm going to paint me a Zombie Frappuccino.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're doing. We're just making sure this background is nice and is going to let the red drips really pop, because that's what we're looking for. I'm going to turn my canvas here just to have nice coverage.
There was a question here I saw that go by.
Oh, I'd love to answer questions.
It was about how to best catalog your paints.
To catalog your paints.
So if you have how to go about cataloging paints for paints you've never had before. Oh, maybe like what do you call those little things you color on with all your different colors?
Oh, color chart.
Yeah.
So what I would say is, if you're getting new paints and new colors, we have it in the Big Art Quest. It's how to make a color chart. As an artist, one of the things that's going to save you the most money in paint are your color charts, because you're going to know what you already have, what you can already mix, and what you're missing in your palette. Also, you're going to be able to integrate new colors effectively, so you won't have just bought it and it won't just sit in your art bin. So I highly recommend making a color chart. And then if you need to know what you bought, then my next recommendation would definitely be to create like a data file where you have all the colors that you have to have in your base palette, and you check how many you have, and then when you're out, you order more.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to, because I'm a crazy person, going to take some of this alizarin crimson and some of this purple, and I'm going to mix them together. So this is a crimson. You could use any crimson you wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just loading it on the brush. I'm not even washing it, and I'm going to just make sure that I put a shadow here, some type of shadow. And I'm going to blend it nicely. I may turn my canvas so I can get a nice angle on it. I'm just going to cast kind of a diagonal shadow off. Just saying that there's a light source. I'll come back with an even darker thing. It's just important to give your paint... Oh my gosh, I did a thumbnail.
That's good. Thumbprint. No,
Thumbprint.
JS has a great question here.
JS, I'm getting a towel. Ask a question.
So JS says, I've done quite a few tutorials now.
Cool.
Around 6 or 7, but feeling insecure to paint on my own. Any tips to feel more confident when trying to do that?
So once you have a lot of skills, like once you're doing most tutorials and you almost don't need the tutorial anymore, right? Try, doing things like mashing up your tutorials.
Yeah.
So you might like, a lot of times you might like a sky from me, but an object for somebody else. I'm just making sure this is nice and blended. So, look around and say, oh, this is what I like, but I didn't like how they did this. And then see if you can't just mash that up. Let's blood up the strips. Let's drippy drip.
You're gonna just drippy drip.
Drippy drip.
You're doing
Ready?
good on time. All right,
I'm gonna hair dry this. Am I doing okay?
Yeah. So good morning, everyone. It's good to see you guys. We're doing our surprise review of the Zombie Frappuccino. And we're going to do a little paint. Cinnamon decided to do a little paint along while we were doing that. And, we love having you guys out here. This is one of the fun things about having live equipment, is that you can just turn it on and go live. And there's nobody who can stop you. So we just did it. We just said, we've got the equipment. Let's turn it on.
So this is the naphthol. It's in this type of paint that I get it. This is burnt sienna, but this is the naphthol. I get it. And it's easier to thin. It has a higher pigment load and is less likely to underbind if you're dripping it.
Okay. So everybody here says, good morning. Let me turn your mic off here for a second. Sorry about that. I had a little mic thing. Got to adjust that. Okay. That's how you know we're live, though.
All right.
What did you do there?
I've got my number 4 cat's tongue. I might need a second brush here to catch the drip because this is already pretty thin.
Is it pretty thin?
It's pretty thin. Now this far side, I want it to go. I want it to be kind of bloody.
Ooh.
So I'm going to let it really have a drip.
Oh, Ash says hello from Northern Ireland.
Hi, Ash.
How are you doing?
We're celebrating a coffee drink.
It's Happy Surprise Coffee Day.
So the nice thing about this is, and I'm just letting these drips go. You know, we've talked about controlling drips in the past, but these drips, I want them to just be, you know, kind of a thing, because I want this to feel a little bloody.
Little drippy.
Just a little bloody.
Oh, those drips are getting away from you down there.
Yeah, they are. But when they do, I just go get them. I just drag off the extra paint on my,
Oh, that was cool.
yeah, on my stuff. And
zoom in on you doing that again there.
so if I'm going to drip a drip and I need to stop it, I go get it.
Oh, you sure did.
I just go drag off my paint.
And it doesn't even really matter because it just looks okay.
Yeah, because I'm just splattering blood here. And in fact, I'm going to take this and go make sure that I got some good. I need some murder splatter.
What was really interesting, and I will say,
where's my splatter brush?
I almost forgot. I can grab it for you.
Oh no, it's okay. I got it.
But I almost forgot to say, but everybody at Starbucks was in costume.
Really?
Yeah, they were all zombified. They had these really cute shirts on, and they all looked like they had little. They were sprayed with strawberry syrup.
Really?
They were all strawberry syruped up.
Let's try this so we can paint in our frap.
All right. So, oh my gosh, thank you guys for coming and joining us. It's a surprise morning, and you know what? I haven't even looked over here to see. And it's really nice, man. There's a whole bunch of you guys out here hanging out with us. Thank you for coming and joining us. It's a weird Thursday morning, and yeah, we just decided to come out here, and when I drove through this morning to get Cinnamon's morning coffee, there it was, the brand new Zombie Frappe, and I was like, oh. So I called Cinnamon and I was like, do you wanna review it? And she was like, heck yeah, can we do it? And I was like, well, sure, let's give it a try. So we came back and just turned on all the gear, and well, here we are, guys. So thank you for coming and hanging out.
We're going, man.
We are.
We're cooking.
So it was so funny. I had
Does that look red enough to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I was talking in the chat here. I wish I could.
I'm going to load up with just some phthalo blue and some more Doc's purple, but really the phthalo blue is the important part, with my number 4 cat's tongue, and I'm going to put in some brain shadow.
See, I would shout her out, but she, the message was, she was really upset when work gets in the way of watching tutorials, but she was happy because she had 2 monitors at work. So that wasn't going to be an issue today.
Oh, awesome.
And I thought, well, I should totally shout out that awesome comment, or maybe not, because her boss could be watching too.
We actually have that happen more than we think.
That's, it's happened a time or two. And luckily, the Sherpettes all understand how this is a, important time for everyone's well-being.
Just trying to create those little brain curls that, brains have.
Oh, Alice is like, did you get the drink? Did you try it out? What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Okay, so we did it first before stirred, which it was just like soupy granola guts that you might find in somebody's stomach. But once you stir it, it kind of goes to soupy Captain Crunch.
Soupy Captain Crunch. Boy, you sell that well. Yeah.
You know what? I'm going to order every one that Starbucks has. I'm going to add a little purple to this because their whip had a bit of a purple color.
Yeah. And
so I'm just painting these brains with this.
I think that this is definitely for
Let the blood get right into it.
That 12 to 13-year-old market, because I imagine Honey would just devour that no matter what.
Oh, yeah. My daughter loves these. She loved the original unicorn, and she definitely would love this.
Yeah.
The thing with them is they're always limited edition, so you have like a minute to get them.
Mm-hmm.
I like how they make scarcity around cereal soup. Just...
Well, I mean, there's it's I can totally see how it would be difficult to get that color to taste super delicious.
You know what I honestly think? I think that they should partner with Ro from Nerdy Nummies and have her solve this problem.
I think Ro would totally agree with you. She's like, yes,
right?
totally.
I mean, they've worked with Oprah. They could work with Ro from Nerdy Nummies. She would come in and make not only the most amazing, awesome, nerdy frap ever that we all have to rush out and buy, but it would be fantastic.
But a bunch of little nummies that would go along with it.
But the truth is right now, I mean, you have to think about it, like what's trending, like cereal-flavored ice cream is trending. So I'm just painting this with the purple, the quinacridone, and white. Around here I let some red get into it because, you know, it's brains. They can be a little bit bloody.
Yeah.
And I use the blue to be my shadow. And I'm just loading with more white so that my brains have slightly different colors in them. You know, because it's a zombie frap. That's what a zombie. This is exactly what Liv Moore would do on iZombie. I'm so fascinated by the cooking elements in that show.
Nikki says she totally loves the surprise lives, but, you know, she needs more notice because she was in the shower when her phone went off.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She was like, oh my gosh.
So I'm just carefully painting around, you know, this. Oh my goodness. This was such a crazy thing. Like, John's like, seriously, it was like such a call. And he's like, we have minutes.
Yeah.
You have this much time to paint it. Get your makeup on. Let's go. And I'm just sitting there with my coffee this morning, like getting caught up on a little TV.
Yeah.
Trying to get my brain into it, right?
Yep.
So just paint around, you know, your little wrinkles neatly. And see, it's starting to feel sort of brainish.
Yeah. Now, what color blue are you using there?
That was phthalo blue.
Phthalo blue.
A
Okay.
little diox purple into my quinacridone because the purple on the whip of the Zombie Frappe was a little purple.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you know, we're artists, so. And now you know. And you know, for me, you know, there's no covering it up.
I'm waiting to see one of these ones. What's the is it iZombie? Is that the?
It's iZombie.
Yeah, that's another show you watch.
Right, it would have been really great, like if they partnered with Walking Dead or iZombie, you know, just any of those shows to like release the drink. So you know what I mean?
Well, I like iZombie a bit more because it's, you know, you have all the fun of zombies without the, you know, brains. You know. You know?
But I mean, it was like the last season, and I'm not in charge of anything at Starbucks, and no Starbucks execs call me and say, hey, how should we market our new drink? So. And they're doing pretty well. They get my money every single day.
Yep. So you're just layering in there to get some brain layers.
I'm just getting the brains, like, in.
Yep.
Like, where I have them. I might come back with, like, another little line to clean it up, but I just want to get that basic paint in.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to come and I'm going to get my first layer of my green. I'm going to add a little of just a smidge of my crimson to the green to deepen it.
Maggie says she would die for an iZombie painting.
I love that show. The names in it are so fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Major Lily White. Just... Oh, comics are awesome. So I'm just rounding that out. I've got to do the logo because I really like doing the thing where we revisit the Starbucks logoing and make it more interesting.
Well, yeah, for, you know,
for whatever the theme is. Like last time I was a unicorn, this time we'll do zombie. It's fun stuff. Now for the Frappuccino itself, I got my color there. It is, I think it's almost got a tint of blue to it. I'm feeling, but it's got a lot of yellow. So we're going to see if I can get it.
Karen says no TWD spoilers. I think The Walking Dead, I guess.
No
worries.
I can't. And honestly, we learned a spoiler alert because we accidentally hit a lot of our community with Daenerys.
That was such an accident. I'm so sorry, guys. I was like, hey, we can use the trailer.
We were so excited to use that footage. We didn't even think.
We were so excited to just like, we thought it would be awesome to have like that little scene.
So if you're not caught up on Game of Thrones, our tutorial is sort of a ruiner.
Well,
so I'm going to try to lighten this, but you can see I've created this like light green with a little blue, some green, yellow, and white. Trying to get this mint going.
The mintiness.
The mintiness of it. And I'm going to try to even out the sides. I feel like I might have drawn it in a little cockeyed, but you know what? Speed painting.
Yeah.
So a little green, some yellow, some white, and there we go. There we go. Getting some drink in here, right?
Oh.
First color.
So Jace is asking, have you ever done a painting, have you ever done a video that's your painting cinnamon style, not teaching style?
No, one, because the stuff that I do takes me a while. Two, it's my stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of drawing time. I did show some of my primary techniques in a video called Cosmic Owl. And how I did that is that we sort of Martha Stewarted it where something was dry so I could get through it. And if you want to know how I get those drips, how I get all that stuff, I shared all that process. And a lot of people got some good results. And those backgrounds and all of that is me. Though normally I wouldn't do an owl, I would do a horse or something.
And it's
But
interesting.
I mean, it was from my owl.
Well, I mean, and there's a bunch of.
Here, I'm over here. I'm doing that thing.
It's okay. There's a
New studio.
Yeah.
Totally work around that. So I'm just painting a mint. Is this nice and zombie-ish? Are we getting there?
I've been noticing though over the years of watching your YouTube channel.
The years of watching it and editing it and dealing with whatever crazy thing I have to say today and putting up with me. By the way, we just celebrated 20 years.
Oh,
so
we
forgot it and then remembered and then celebrated.
At least we did it together.
We did it, yeah. Oh, we always do that together.
But we
What did we do for anniversary? We made videos.
We came up with a whole bunch of good ideas for videos and just shot them because we were like, that's what we'll do today.
Well, also so you guys would have videos this week, but we didn't think you guys were going to have any live videos this week, and then this happened.
This was a surprise for us, too.
This was a surprise, a total surprise. Hopefully you guys liked the review on the drink.
There's over 250 people here hanging out with us. So I mean,
in the morning
in
with
the
no
morning,
announcements?
I
That's
know.
crazy.
I know. It's just
Let's
sort of like...
sip our soupy... Okay, so it's melting down. I'm going to stir it up, because you know how the Frappuccinos do that thing where the ice floats at the top and then...
It's starting to look more like a brains drink.
This look...
Yeah, I wouldn't... You're all... Yeah, good thing that...
The taste is fine. If you stir it up, the taste is fine.
Okay.
It's Captain Crunch cereal.
Okay, well...
It tastes like Captain Crunch cereal. You just have to keep stirring it. Don't let it separate. Don't let the layers separate. And this... Cross the streams. This is a little streaky, so I'm going to hit it with a second coat. Like you do.
Like you do.
Like I do, like they do at home.
And you do at home. Yeah, that's... Now, if you may have to do a couple layers if you're using craft paint or student paint.
You really might have to.
And that's okay.
That is so okay.
Because acrylics layer better anyway.
Because acrylics layer better anyways. All right. So I'm going to do a crazy thing here because I have a sense of humor.
Yeah.
And I cannot help myself.
Apparently your canvas does too.
My canvas does too. So I'm going to take a little of my purple and my green and I'm going to mix it together. I'm going to come along the bottom of the cup. And I'm going to pull, all right, follow with me. I'm going to pull some of these lines out. They need to taper at the ends. There's a reason why I'm doing this. It's so weird. Maybe I'll make that one go like that because I'm going to get my details out.
There are upside down fingers at the bottom of your shadow.
They could be, but instead they're going to be like weird little arms coming out of the shadow. So I'm going to make them like...
What?
So I'm going to make my paddle.
Really?
I don't know. That's what I felt, and I'm going with it. We didn't have a
Wow.
plan. And
That's cool.
Have a plan, I do things.
I was like making fun. I thought you I thought you had some honest art reason why there were supposed to be these lines that were going to come out of it. You were going to explain.
Okay.
No, that's great. You made little hands coming out the bottom of the shadow.
Yes, there's little hands coming out the bottom of the shadow. I feel that it needs little hands. I always make little paddles when I'm making hands, which is this little paddle shape. And then I'll make this little thumb here, and then I'll have some little fingers coming out. Like you do. I don't know if that's going to make sense, but it just was funny to me. You got to kind of go with your imagination. Trust your imagination on occasion. Not everything you ever think of will be a great idea. But sometimes these weird little moments will be wonderful. I'm just deciding the direction of my paddle. So I always just paddle, fingers, and then, I just want it to feel a little bit like there's some of this going on, like you have.
They love the hands. They think that's great. Karen says, thank you very much. This is a great bit of happiness in a little bit of a depressing week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry for feeling like that. I'm really glad. Really glad.
Not laughing at depressing, I'm laughing at the hands. I really apologize.
No. Totally understand. Yeah, no, those look great.
Thank you for putting up with my weird and socially awkward outbursts. I'm very sorry that you are having a depressing week. That is in no way funny.
But she's having a good time now that she's here.
But she's having a good time now that she's here.
And that's what we do, is we try to help everybody find that lighter side of the painting.
Which is why sometimes you should drop some shadows.
But yeah, but drop the shadows. Just put them down there and then paint over it with lighter layers. I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm just darkening some of my little shadows in my brains.
Trying to mix.
Yeah.
Metaphors.
You're good at that.
No, I'm not.
I'm just trying to make little brain shadows. Things that brains do. That I feel like they could do. Maybe they do.
You love the shadow hands.
Just making that look a little sharper. All right. So how's that pulling? All right.
That's
brainier?
coming together, yeah.
Brainier.
Much brainier.
Much brainier. We've got some shadows. We've got some splatter. We now need to get the berry drip, which was this red, and I feel a little purple. I'm going to keep adding a little water to it. I'm going to come under here.
Now, will there be a traceable for this?
Yes, but where you want to look for it, because for a whole bunch of reasons it won't be on the website for 3 days. So go to the Facebook group, TheArtSherpa Official. I'll drop it in there, and I'll also put it up on Pinterest.
Yeah.
And it will be up later today, like this evening. For a whole bunch of reasons. So I'm just pulling down the berry ribbon. Right, because we have this nice berry ribbon that they had.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it down here maybe a little bit. And does anyone know if they had a second berry ribbon, or it was just the top berry ribbon, wasn't it?
I'm not sure there. You can see there in the picture there's a couple.
I just see the top berry ribbon.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's, when I'm looking at that, it's a little more like this, isn't it? So I'm going to pull it down a little more like the picture.
Streaky-dee.
Because I went and stirred mine, so it tastes good. So I'm just pulling long strokes down to make it feel like it's kind of going down the cup. Ooh, that was fun.
Yeah, that turned out pretty neat.
What's my straw? My straw is also green. What's my straw? I'm going to give myself some purple into my straw. I'm going to come right here into the brain.
Poke a little straw in.
I'm going to poke a little straw, which is about 2 strokes wide. Do a little smiley stroke across the top. I'm still just all the four cat's tongue, but just because it's easy. This is going to need a couple coats.
So Nikki asks, are you guys in the U.S. or Canada?
U.S.
We're in the United States. We're in Texas.
So I am getting some white on here. I'm adding a little yellow. I just want to add some interest into my Starbucks, and so I'm going to come here, and I'm just going to do some back and forth strokes with that yellow highlight. Just a little bit so that the cup has some
Why are you?
shape to it.
Is that why you're making them round curved?
Yeah, that's why I'm curving them a little bit. I don't want them to pop out too much. It's just a slight thing, and then I'm going to come get a little more white, and again, just right here in front, see? Just a little curve. We're just trying to create some dimension to the cup. At the top, I'm going to come along the top, and I'm going to add this little white rim. I'm going to drag it right through the paint because I think this needs a little rim. It's just dragging right through the paint. So that's kind of interesting how it picks that up.
Yeah.
I'm going to dry all this real quick so I can hit the next layers.
Okay.
How are we doing? This is
Really
a really
good.
good zombie.
Really
Frappuccino.
good. Yeah. Wow. I'm really, we got almost 300 people here hanging out with us, and this was just sort of like our impromptu live. So, wow. Thank you guys for just coming and hanging out with us on our random paint zombie frappe morning. So, we love you guys. We love hanging out with you guys. Don't forget to check the Facebook, the website, the Pinterest, the Instagram, all those other things for, follow-up information on this, because we didn't plan on
Any of it.
So
I'm adding another white highlight
you know.
just to make sure it's got a nice white highlight. I'm coming down underneath for one more little rim.
the straw could be a stake of wood.
It could. I'm just coming on the outside. I'm just trying to give the cup some dimension now. So I'm just sort of dry brushing the cup a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Very carefully. Come around the bottom. On the outside edge.
Okay, so I
And
have
come around the bottom with this highlight. And that should help cup it up. That should cup it up. Is it cupped up? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cupping up.
So I have a somewhat off-topic but sci-fi fantasy question.
Okay, while you're asking me that, I'm going to get some of my crimson and improve my drip down
Right. So
color.
they were suggesting that we make a wooden stake for a straw, right? And I was thinking, all right, well, that'd be kind of cool.
That wouldn't be zombies.
Well, no, but that'd be for vampires. But
Right.
but you could make it a bamboo stake or a bamboo straw. But then bamboo's a grass. So would a vampire be afraid of a bamboo stake? Because it's a grass stake. So
Man, I don't know. I haven't really
See?
interviewed enough vampires. I'm coming back actually with this green to improve this. I think that looks better.
somehow I think someone in our community is going to
Is
know
that good?
this. Yeah, I think that was looking really good. Actually, I like. I'm going to zoom in down here at the bottom so they can
feel
see
like
it. Because this
This could be kind of cool here
Oh,
too.
whoa! It just bled out.
It just bled out. I'm gonna go get it though, like you do.
Whoop.
I'm gonna go get it.
What are you gonna do there?
I'm gonna get that drip to go away.
Oh wow!
I had a drip get away from me, guys. The wonderful thing about something like this is even if you have like a weird moment with it, you can just be like, no.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna just erase. I can do this because of my golden paint. A lot of times you guys don't have that same good effect.
Oh.
Mostly because the paint will lift back up, but my golden won't lift back up on me. I just wanted a little more blood in this space.
It's looking really nice.
Yeah, I just was feeling that. You don't have to... Ah! All right, how's that doing?
Good.
Let me look at it on camera. Yeah, it's just a little more redded up. And I'm
Yeah.
going to get some more white and come right here and there we go.
Make that.
I just like splatters and drips and things. All right, so we need a little zombie face in there.
Yeah.
And since the logo is, thank you for that, John.
It's right there for you to see.
To start with, to think about. So I'm going to put out my white, I think, and I'm going to just try to work from that. I will zip and let you know what it's like at this far in the show. So it's
All right. Let's
melted
see.
down. We're going to stir it up. It's definitely separating real fast. Stirring. Still a good Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch.
So Tiffany
Let me
says
get my white.
it says that they would definitely mind because it's the stab, not the material.
Okay, that's an interesting. That's an interesting take on that.
That is. It's interesting. I want. So I guess you could use anything to stake them then, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, the straw should be dragon glass, Nikki said. That would be cool.
Okay, that would be cool. We're like, yes.
What we need is a White Walker Frappe. Oh, see? White Walker Frappe. You hear that, Starbucks?
Starbucks is, I don't know, man. They don't partner enough with everybody.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Well, see,
This
the thing is,
such a weird project in the morning.
see,
That's the craziest crown I've ever done.
we would want a White Walker Frappe, but we would end up getting like, you know, what was the Iron
I
Islands?
feel like the crown should be slightly broken. Because, you know, zombie. Alright, we'll just paint that all in.
So
I'm just making this sort of zombie skull face.
Sharuth was asking where we're at. We're in Houston, Texas. So because it's like nighttime whenever you broadcast. So she was asking where we're at. Because we have a global audience.
Alright, so he's a little zombie-ish.
He's very zombie-ish.
So now we got a little zombie-ish guy. I do think I want his eyes to be more red.
Yeah.
So I've only got this sort of fluid paint, so I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to catch it before it gets away from me.
Is it a mouth?
Yeah. Maybe a little cast in the eye here. Little fire zombie.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. There you go.
That's cute. The yellow made it awesome. It just boop.
All right. Well, that was a challenge.
Well,
I should sign it, right?
You should definitely sign it. That was craziness.
We'll definitely get the support materials up for you guys. And I know normally I don't sign things in red big, but in this particular case, we're gonna. With some splatter.
With some splatter.
Because I think that works with the piece.
Yeah, I think that looks really cute. I love the hands there. I think that is fantastic.
So you heard it first from me. The Zombie Frappuccino definitely needs stirring. If you try to drink that thing without stirring, you really will feel like you're sampling somebody's stomach contents. If you stir it, it's going to kind of go into a soupy Captain Crunch kind of sweet thing, which is if you like Captain Crunch and you like cereal flavors and milk, you probably will find it pleasant. It's light and it's not too sweet. Actually, I don't get how it's not any sweeter considering the amount of sugar in it, because it's got a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
All right. I can't believe we did it. Was that crazy,
That was awesome.
guys?
Well, thank you guys for coming out. We almost had 300. We were just shy of 300
Thank you.
people.
It was just a weird day.
And everyone's like, dude, if we knew about this, we would have totally come earlier. And so
We didn't know about this. This guy just said, "Hey, there's a Frappuccino. It's new. It's really good." Because I have a hookup at my Starbucks where I'm like, if you make a new Frappuccino,
they all say
you
thank you.
have to tell me.
They love that we just did this, and so now I've got to go fly away. Fly, 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 fly.
So you guys be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and I'm gonna see you on 2 really awesome VODs Friday and Saturday. So watch the channel for those because I think you're gonna like both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Bye bye. I want to see you with Easel really soon.